From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story, firefighters say they recovered a body from the rubble of a two-story building that burned yesterday morning.
The body was sent to the state medical examiner's office to determine the ID and the cause of death. Firefighters believe the person died on the second floor of the apartment complex. At this early stage in the investigation, the Fairbanks Fire Department has few new details, and it could take weeks to uncover the actual reasons for the fire. Several people on social media have speculated about the identity of the person or the cause of the fire, but the Deputy Chief Fire Marshal for Fairbanks says he wants to find more evidence.
We started the investigation trying to determine the location and the cause of the fire. Going through the debris, we did go over and unfortunately find a person that succumbed to the fire. We're still trying to piece things together. You know, there's a lot of rumors and stuff, and until we can actually get information and stuff and look at the scene, we can't really go over and say what actually happened.
Sentencing for a convicted sex offender has been unexpectedly pushed back after the prosecutor for the case failed to appear in court. A jury found Timothy Bedwell guilty on over 30 charges related to the case, including over 20 counts of sexual abuse of a minor. Sentencing, which could amount to life in prison, had been scheduled for today, but retired prosecutor Gail Garrigous didn't show up in court. The case was Garrigous' last trial, and she had been expected to handle the sentencing. The News Center reached out to the district attorney's office for comment, but hadn't heard back from them as of news time. A hearing is now set for tomorrow to schedule the sentencing.
Shell Oil has suspended its 2014 Arctic offshore drilling operations in Alaska's Chukchi Sea. Shell says its earnings have dropped by 74% because of higher exploration costs, lower production, and worse refining margins. Senator Lisa Murkowski blasted the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling, saying that federal authorities conducted inadequate environmental assessments before selling nearly $3 billion in leases for offshore exploratory drilling in the Beaufort and Chukchi Seas.
I understand why they did what they did. I'm disappointed. I certainly hope that it does not mean that 2015 is off the table, but I think it is far too early to know that at this point.
Barnett Magnet School is hosting its first annual LEGO League robotics competition this Saturday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The students have been tasked with different ways to help assist in real-world problem solving with their robots.
Please hit it, Peter. One more time, it's gonna hit it. We got it. Yay!
Students from Barnett Magnet School have been busy crafting robots out of Legos for their first LEGO League robotics competition.
Teams from all over the state that are going to be coming up here to compete in various categories based on a theme that LEGO has provided us called Nature's Fury. Natural disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, avalanches, you name it, the whole gambit.
Each of the challenges has 3 parts: the robot game, project, and the FLL core values. Teams use problem-solving skills and research to come up with their ideas.
They're required to come up with a project. They are also to do some research on it, come up with an innovative solution that maybe hasn't been discovered before or maybe hasn't been researched before.
The process for the children has been a long one. Months of preparations have been made to get the students ready to compete with the state's other schools.
Started in September, just doing some basic talking and researching, looking at the project, looking at different ideas, seeing if they were viable or not, and then we started building our robots, which the kids, they just want to skip the project part and just get right to the robot, go figure.
Now these kids are able to take the ideas and use them for real-life problem-solving scenarios. But at the end of the day, what kids don't like playing with Legos?
This is part of the STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and math. They are taking these innovative solutions. In fact, we have one group that's already talked to the Department of Transportation here in the state. They've talked to other individuals that are part of avalanche controls, and especially since Valdez had their little issue this last week. So these are all things that they're able to apply their technology and their ideas are things that could help them, perhaps in the future come up with a real-life situation or solution to some of these problems.
Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
And Stephanie, before we go to break, we just received notice from the Assistant Deputy Fire Chief there at the City of Fairbanks Fire. There was a second body that was discovered in the Garrity fire, also believed to be on the second floor as well. So this is just late breaking for us.
Yes. They are sending the body to the medical examiner's office for cause of death, and we'll have more as we can. So Alrighty, well, thank you, Daryl. When we come back, we have an author featured for tonight's Interiortainment.
Also, Lisa Gambardella cooks up some shrimp scampi in tonight's Fairbanks Flavor. Stay with us.
And welcome back. We reported yesterday that the Regulatory Commission of Alaska had approved rate hikes by Aurora Energy to provide steam heat in downtown Fairbanks. The RCA did set the cap at $15 per 1,000 pounds of heat. However, Aurora Company President Bucky Wright said today that they aren't raising the rate to the amount of the cap. The rates will be between $10.50 and $12.08. We'll talk with Wright tomorrow for more details on the rate hikes and Aurora Energy.
Alaska House and Senate Democrats discussed introducing new legislation to expand Medicaid coverage today in Juneau. The legislators say it is a good investment for the state, adding huge federal dollars to the economy and providing coverage for thousands of low-income workers. The bill was introduced today in the House and will be introduced in the Senate tomorrow. State participation would be contingent upon the federal government paying at least 90% of costs. In November, Governor Sean Parnell announced the state would not expand the Medicaid program under the Affordable Care Act, citing cost concerns.
Right now, people who earn between 80 to 100% of poverty level, people who work hard for a living, people who have families to support, won't get Medicaid and won't get insurance subsidies. And those insurance subsidies for low-income Alaskans pay about 90% of your insurance costs. They'll get neither.
The opportunity for authors in the interior is expanding. With many publishing outlets allowing ebooks and self-publishing options, it's easier for them to gain readers and exposure. Tonight we talked to a local writer whose first work has finally been published. Nisha Randall is the pen name of an author here in Fairbanks who for a long time has been working on putting together a book, something she says was one of her life goals.
It's always been something on my agenda, always something I've been wanting to do. Ultimately, it's about someone looking for love in the Arctic. And, you know, that's not an always easy thing to do.
Now the book is a different kind of genre.
It's nonfiction and it's comedic. It's told in a fun way. And yeah, so it's nonfiction comedy, not really a genre that's out there yet.
Randall says that the book is based off of her experiences in the Arctic and something people haven't really seen yet.
It took me about 2 years. I'd say 6 months to write it. It's kind of from a form of like diary. It's from a collection of like little tidbits I've written down.
Surviving Singlehood in the Arctic can be picked up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or through her website, ssinglehood.com. For now, Randall says she's happy she completed her dream, but it doesn't end there.
It's just always been a dream of mine to write this book, and I actually did it. So that's pretty cool. But, you know, I'm actually hoping to take it to Hollywood and have a film.
There will be a book signing event on February 7th at the Material Girls. I'm Stephanie Woodard, and that's Interiortainment, brought to you by the Finish Line Restaurant and Lounge.
All right, as we do every week, we step into Lisa Gambardella's kitchen for a look at how to make shrimp scampi on this week's edition of Fairbanks Flavor.
Buona sera. Welcome to Fairbanks Flavor. I'm Lisa Gambardella, and this is my kitchen here at Gambardella's Pasta Bella downtown. On special this week is shrimp scampi. It's a dish that everyone loves. We've started with some garlic and butter and some shrimp. We're giving those some color. And today we're pairing it with a delicious Italian white wine. This is from the area of northern Italy near Venice. It's a crisp Pinot Grigio. It's perfect for this dish because it's a little bit tart and a little bit sweet. It's just great. So once our shrimp have started to color, we can flip those. And I can smell the garlic blossoming in there. I only use a little bit of oil just to keep the butter from burning. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Okay, I'm ready to hit it with some of my white wine. I'm going to flare up the heat a bit. All right. This is looking good. Okay, let that reduce, and we need lots of lemon. Always keep lots of lemon on hand. You're going to want it for your pasta with clam sauce, all kinds of delicious dishes with that. That looks amazing, and it was so fast. I'm going to use angel hair pasta. It really clings to this thinner sauce very nicely. And it's also very important to put lots of fresh parsley. Shrimp scampi. It's It's a great classic. Make it at home or enjoy it here at Gambardella's Pastabella. See all of our recipes at webcenter11.com. And don't forget the Italian bread. Buonasera.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pastabella.
All right, Daryl, and there is a pretty neat contest coming up here with Fairbanks Flavor and Lisa Gambardella. I'm going to lay it on you. You have to come up with, or our viewers, probably our viewers, they have to come up with a recipe to submit. And if they win this submission, they will be able to appear on Fairbanks Flavor.
All right,
or their
and share the
recipe
recipe?
will. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
Great.
Very cool. More details to come on that.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, Joe Cook is up next with sports, and he has a story about what's this new year about some of the Iron Dog teams. Here's a hint, think pink.
Think pink.
Yeah. Also, he has some high school sports and hockey. That's coming up next with Joe.
I'm still thinking pink.
Hello, Interior Sports fans. It's Thursday sports time. A lot of sports events happening in February, including the Iron Dog. The world's longest snow machine race is 17 days away. You'll see something different about some of the snow machines this year, and it's for a reason. Today at Campos, people got a chance to meet some of this year's Iron Dog racers and get a look at the pink tips on the Ski-Doo snow machines. They're part of the new breast cancer awareness fundraiser that has an interesting origin.
About a month ago, some of us were watching a football game and saw the pink shoes, and I thought, for the breast cancer awareness. And I thought, boy, we need to put pink on these snow machines and maybe have a fundraiser for breast cancer and really get some attention for the race, raise some money for a good cause, and so that's what we're doing.
Campos is sponsoring a number of teams, including Todd Palin's team. His wife, Sarah Palin, former Alaska State Governor, posted a message about this year's initiative for the Iron Dog on her Facebook and Twitter to get the word out. Four-year veteran Kyle Malamute from Galena, who is also sponsored by Campos, thinks this initiative will bring more eyes to the race.
For me, throwing some pink on the ski loops ain't going to make or break my race. It's actually a cool thing to get people to follow us along the race because of that, and just get Iron Dog out there as far as recognition more than just Alaska. And I'm glad Craig and all these guys put it together. It's going to go to a good cause. That's the big thing.
Rookie Josh Norm and fellow rookie Josh Gunderson will give it a try this year. Norm has some extra motivation. He just had a new baby boy born this week, Owen. Not too much pressure for the rookie to win it all this year.
It just gives me motivation to just do the best I can. I think that no matter what, he's going to be proud that I tried it. I mean, first year coming in as a rookie is pretty hard to go for the win, but we just try to be top rookie would be the best.
To make a donation, visit bringhomethepink.org. The Iron Dog starts on February 16th in Big Lake. The Alaska Nannock hockey team will be kicking off Hockey Week in Fairbanks this weekend. UAF hosts Alabama Huntsville Chargers. It's the first meeting in 21 years between the programs. The Chargers are the WCHA doormat, if you will, with a 14-1 record. Their last win was December 7th against Bowling Green. They allow 4.3 goals per game and have not led in the third period all season. This is a crucial series, though, for Alaska, who are 7-11-2 in the conference after splitting shutouts with Bemidji State last week. A sweep could put them tied for 5th in the WCHA, depending on how the other series shake out this weekend. Now, the Ice Dogs will be back on the ice this weekend as well, taking on the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. Fairbanks could bring back a perfect road trip with the sweep this weekend. The Ice Rays are 5th in the South Division with a 15-20-8 record. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games, while the Ice Dogs have won 8 of their last 9. Lonnie Clary was the hero in their last game against Wichita Falls, scoring with 52 seconds left in a 5-4 win. Fairbanks has a 10-point lead in the Midwest with 31-12 record. After this series, the Dogs will be back in the Big Dipper for a 3-game series with the Wenatchee Wild. In MAC basketball last night, Lathrop and North Pole locked horns. Both squads struggling in the first, but not Jaden Whiteside, the freshman with the step-back buzzer beater, giving Lathrop an 11-7 lead in the first quarter. The Patriots, though, they struck back in the second quarter with Buck Nolan. He had 12 points and 13 rebounds, and his and one brought North Pole within 2 points, and they were tied at 21 all. But Lathrop answered with a 7-0 run and led 31-24 at the break. Lathrop shut out North Pole in the third, not allowing a single point. A 16-0 quarter. Terrell Ford and Kyle Carlson got 12 points apiece. Cole Burner added 11, and Lathrop goes on to win 61-36 and are now 2-0 in the MAC. In the girls' game, the Malamutes jumped out to a 15-5 lead to start. Brooke Lazat had a game-high 17 points for the Mutes. The Patriots came back a bit, though, in the second quarter behind Willow Stewart. She led the way for the Patriots with 14 points. This bucket made it a 19-12 game. Lathrop, though, they applied the pressure in the second half, got some easy baskets, and spread the ball around. Kimmy Duffield added 11, and Lathrop wins 62-40 over North Pole. Allison split with Monroe last night over at Ben Allison High School. And boys, the Rams are now 13-0 after their 81-15 win over the Ravens. Michael Novell had a game-high 13 points. Monroe has now won 33 straight games dating back to last season. The Allison girls got a win 45-42 over Monroe. Despite 34 turnovers, Larissa Franklin had a double-double, 12 points and 14 boards. For Allison, Asia Doe added 12 and 9. Savannah Mapp scored 11 for the Rams. Now, the Hutchinson Hawks came away with a decisive 4-1 win over Delta Wednesday on senior night in the Big Dipper. 9 seniors were sent off for Hutch. One of those seniors, Kevin Steffi, led his fellow 12th graders with a goal and 2 assists in the win. The Hawks had a 3-0 lead after the first period and led 4-0 midway through the second. Senior Daniel Slane made 20 saves for Hutch as well. Hutchinson is 7-0 in the Greatland and 9-4 overall. Hutch will be no less than a second seed for state, but they could get first if they beat Houston on Saturday. Houston is also undefeated. It will be a makeup game that will count twice in the standings. The Lathrop wrestling team has built some momentum after defeating rival West Valley last Wednesday. Lathrop won 34-30 last night over North Pole on the mats. The Malamutes edged the Patriots, winning in 7 weight classes to North Pole 6. Joe and Jack Dickinson, the brothers, got wins in the 160 and 170-pound classes. Peyton Music, gotta love that name, he won the 113-pound class for North Pole. And Ben Davis won the 285-pound class. Lathrop will host their MAC tournament this Saturday, and it starts at 10 a.m. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Time once again for a look at the weather. Mike Schultz with you, and a beautiful day across the interior once again, except for the fog this morning. That fog was caused by a lot of cold air coming in overnight, going over the top of the warmer temperatures on the ground and then condensing and causing the really dense fog. But I don't think we're going to have it that bad tomorrow morning. Great photograph night. This one's sent in by Fred Sheen around the Delta Junction area. This is the iceberg near the avalanche down around the Valdez area, and you can see how the sun has created all the different structures in the iceberg itself because of the temperature. A lot of water down there too, pretty amazing. Again, if you have a photograph to share, by all means send to photos at ktvf11.com. What's going on at the airport right now? It's 0 degrees. After a high of only 8 degrees, the overnight low last night dropping down below 0, 2 degrees below 0, 38 in 1985, 56 below in 1947. Sunrise and sunset, 6 hours, 52 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. And we have an air quality problem going on for Fairbanks, unhealthy for sensitive groups. North Pole is just flat out unhealthy. And again, if you have any respiratory problems, be sure to stay indoors if you can at all chances. Satellite picture. Look again, the high pressure ridge really showing up really nice across most of the state, keeping all the cloudiness out and helping to usher in that cold air in from Canada. That's going to continue. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, again, a very quiet weather pattern from fog around Juneau, clear skies up in the North Slope, a little bit of light snow, even mixed with rain at times around the Nome area, and that's it. Lower 48 weather. Again, we're talking about more showers across the Pacific Northwest, nothing going in onto the southwest part of the country. Things are finally warming up down to the south after that snow they had. 40 degrees in Atlanta today, and on the showers and thunderstorms over the eastern seaboard. But we have another snow situation moving across the Great Lakes, and more snow around the Denver area of all places. How about that? As the cold air dives way down to the south once again. The overall picture looking for not much happening this weekend. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Northern sections mostly cloudy at Barrow, freezing rain in Nome, and fog for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, lots of sunshine after the fog breaks up for Healy, Delta Junction, and Fairbanks. Over southeast Alaska, little fog problem again in Juneau, then becoming sunny skies in the Ketchikan area. While over to the southwest, we're looking at showers for Cold Bay and Kodiak, mixed rain and snow for Bethel, and around the south central sections, it looks like mostly sunny skies for Anchorage and Valdez, partly cloudy skies for Homer. Once again, time for our kids' weather, and real quickly we'll look at our jet stream. As you can see, again, for the lower 48, a lot of cold air to talk about. All right, now let's go to our kids' weather, and this week we've been talking with the kids from Joy Elementary School. Tonight, let's hear from the teacher.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Bro, and this is my 3rd grade class here at Joy Elementary, and we have a weather fact for you. Class, did you know that there is so much water in the air worldwide that if it fell as rain, it could fill enough buckets to reach from the earth to the sun 57 million times?
And next week, we'll visit with the kids from Nordale Elementary School. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. 10 degrees below zero with clear skies, maybe some patchy fog, still again a problem. Tomorrow morning, the morning fog will break up and then become mostly clear and sunny by the afternoon, 8 degrees. And the extended forecast, again, no precipitation in the forecast, and temperatures once again still above normal for this time of year. A little cooler possibly toward the weekend, and overnight lows also in the same situation, looking at temperatures dropping down to the minus teens by Tuesday night and Wednesday. Although all in all, not too bad.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And we have run out of time, so that'll do it. From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a great night.
Night.